In a country where centralization and not decentralization has failed to provide solutions to the developmental challenges and local problems in Cameroon, several communities are asking for the multiplication of administrative units, which shall be exemplified with a growing sentiment in Cameroon, with the call from Bassam Batipo, who are asking for the creation of the 11th region of Cameroon in an assembly in Nyongankele headquarters of the Nyongankele divisional headquarters of Ezeka, that's in the central region of Cameroon. The people say they want the Grand Sanaga Maritime Division. They are asking for the Grand Sanaga Maritime Region, which according to them will resolve problems linked to historical, economic and social challenges. These calls are not just coming from that part of the center and the littoral regions of Cameroon. In the southwest region, similar calls also in the northwest and the west regions of Cameroon. We shall be talking that with our guests on Talking Point tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the challenges of the Limbe City Council at a time when several persons have run away from the armed conflict in several parts of the southwest region and are seeking refuge in the city of Limbe. We shall be presenting the distress calls made by the mayor of the city of Limbe. He is asking for the increase of personnel in strategic institutions to be able to curb insecurity, which is growing in the seaside resort city of Limbe. Many persons are now in Limbe, but the challenges are enormous. Fans for making the choice to be informed by Equinoxe television. You're on to the 6 p.m. newscast. We call it the primetime newscast. We live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city. With the influx of several persons from different parts of the conflict-stricken southwest region of Cameroon to the seaside resort city of Limbe, the mayor of Limbe is sending a distress call to the Yaoundé administration. He is asking for an increase of personnel in strategic ministerial departments and institutions as far as taking care of the security of the seaside resort city of Limbe is concerned. He was speaking during the program which brought together stakeholders charged with solving the challenges of increasing population, the World Population Day, in the Fako Divisional Headquarters of Limbe. Davison Man was the man on that story.
Experts say the fast increase in the world population is not commensurate with food production and job opportunities. As a consequence, they say this possesses a threat to the well-being of mankind and might result in the worst if nothing is done. Buinda Galov is the Southwest Regional Delegate for the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development.
When the world is attaining 8 billion, it means that there will be some challenges. And if there are some challenges, we must struggle as much as possible to look for ways and means such that we can offset some of those threats.
He says the choice of Fako Division in the Southwest region to celebrate this year's World Population Day is favored by the drastic increase in population in the division caused by the ongoing Anglophone armed conflict.
We realize that we are operating within the context of insecurity, which is progressively going down. But you realize that the choice of Fako was important because so many IDPs are found here.
In the same light, Limbe City Mayor Paul Efomengale say the unexpected influx of people in Limbe and Fako in general should be corroborated with an increase of personnel in strategic state departments such as defense and security to curb vices.
There are some problems that have been noted with the increase in population of our city. We now experience one disorder, higher crime rate, pollution and other vices.
Farmers cooperative who benefited from some farming equipment say the Anglophone crisis linked to insecurity in their towns and villages is a major obstacle to boosting food production.
We have great problems in our place, very great one, because guys that were even assisting mothers to transport even their goods from the farm, we don't more see them. So I think that's one of the major priorities, thing that we are suffering from.
Holding under the theme, a wall of 8 billion towards a resilient future, FACO Senior Divisional Officer in Gamba Imamoledu, representing the Minister of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, said the government of Mr. Biya is up to the task.
I wish to assure our population that the government is working hard to make this objective possible.
The 4 days event was characterized by a football match, cultural evening, roundtable discussion, and sensitization on World Population Day.
The call from Bassam Bati poor elite is already generating mixed reactions from Cameroonians in different platforms, mainly on social media, but they feel neglected. They say that they are faced with neglect and all sorts of problems, clashes within the central and the littoral regions of Cameroon. They believe that the creation of a Grand Sanaga Maritime region, the 11th region in Cameroon, will resolve their historical, economic and social challenges. They sent out and expressed their challenges and concerns in a call in a memorandum signed after a meeting in Zeka, chief town of the Nyongankele division of the central region of Cameroon. The people are calling for the creation of the Grand Sanaga Maritime region in Cameroon. We have details with Equinoxe in the following report.
These elites of Bassa in a gathering in the Seka Nyongankele division of the central region say they have been cheated and abandoned by government authorities. This has spurred them forth to take their destiny in their own hands. They are determined to get back what they say has been stolen from them. Reinstatement of their region, the Grand Sanaga Maritime, that meets up the Bassa people back at Lace, but later divided through the creation of the central and littoral regions. This recent meeting, after the first in 2019, held to permit the Bassa people elaborate on strategies that will pave the way to regain their lost Grand Sanaga Maritime and their cultural values. While many ask if this can be possible, these Bassa elites respond with a justifiable yes.
Oui, ça va marcher.
Yes, it is going to work because the will exists. It is a just cause. It is not against anyone, institution or development, but a cause that will establish cohesion, instill peace, love, living together, and assist the government in its emergence drive.
Aussi aider notre pays.
Aware of the inconveniences that demand will bring, they promise to be patient in confidence.
C'est vrai que
it is true, granting a region to the Bassa people, the territorial boundaries will be touched. This is where the problem lies, with much work to be done. We believe the administration will reason with us.
à l'administration camerounaise.
La fin du processus d'attribution de région.
At the end of this process, we greatly expect creation of this Grand Bassa region. This will help put an end to the communal cohesion problem, conflicts, cultural and educational problems, and so on.
Des problèmes culturels et des problèmes d'éducation.
The ball has been set rolling in the direction of Etodi, where the man with the golden gloves and boots is expected to react positively once the ball gets there. According to the Bassa elites, this demand is a better action, but will it yield the desired fruit? It is a matter of wait and see.
Innocent as a reporting the call from Bassam Batimpo elite who gathered and asking for the creation. Remember that this call from the Sanaga Maritime, Grand Sanaga Maritime region in Cameroon is coming within the context of similar calls that have come in from different parts of Cameroon. There are similar calls for the creation of the Grand Manu division, that's in the southwest region of Cameroon, the creation of the Savannah region for one part of the northwest region of Cameroon, and the creation for a Grand Noon division, that's in the west region of Cameroon. Experts say that these calls are coming at a time when the centralized system of government and not decentralization adopted by the current regime in Cameroon is failing to provide the dying developmental challenges of local people in Cameroon. They think that the multiplication of administrative units, starting from the multiplication multiplication of subdivisions, divisions, and regions will enhance and foster development and also economic empowerment. And ladies and gentlemen, all these are coming at a time when other areas like Equinoxe subdivision in the Njan division of the southwest region of Cameroon have serious developmental challenges, witnessing high mortality rate as a result of the lack of good health facilities. However, the Southwest Regional Assembly is said to have recently handed over a newly constructed modern maternity to curb the unfortunate situation in a Equinoxe subdivision. Derek Jato from the Southwest Regional Chieftain is the man on the story.
Access to medical facility is still a luxury in a subdivision like Equinoxe in the Njan division of the Southwest region of Cameroon, leading to high maternal and infant mortality rate.
We had a set of quadruplets who were born, but because of lack of baby incubators, they all passed away before they could be referred.
Stories like this one are familiar in this oil-rich division, which is also a home to palm oil, a giant parastatal in agribusiness. And it is against this backdrop that the Southwest Regional Assembly is stepping in to rescue the health situation.
We are here at the behest of the Regional Assembly to receive and hand to the population of the Equinoxe an ultramodern maternity ward. This is within the framework of the 2021 investment budget of the Southwest Regional Assembly.
And Ilangwe Williams Etoe, the Commissioner for Health and Social Development at the Southwest Regional Assembly, is in the Equinoxe to hand over this structure to be put at the disposal of the population of Equinoxe and beyond.
Now with this unit, we have a maternity section, we have a neonatal section, and we think if we have cases like that, we should be able to manage them.
Assuring the beneficiaries and the Southwest Regional Assembly, the contractor said the materials used for the structure were of high quality. And at press time, talks were on the way on how to equip this health facility.
And while several areas in Cameroon cry of developmental challenges or underdevelopmental challenges, other problems continue to increase on the already existing problems and problems linked or provoked by natural catastrophes. It is the case of the Lone Bridge linking Lendi, Peka, Katos, and Lokbesu, all in the Douala 5 municipality. The strategic bridge is said to have collapsed. Reports say that it collapsed as a result of the heavy downpour recorded in the city of Douala yesterday. Our reporter, Lucy Lyongo, has details in the following report.
This bridge, which has been in a degrading state for the past months, finally collapsed yesterday night, linking Lobesu, Lendi, and Peka 14. Inhabitants say it is as a result of the heavy downpours.
When we reach here, we see how the road.
When we reached here and saw the state of the road, we couldn't go further. We had to go back. This comes as a result of the heavy rains that occurred yesterday. So we cannot go to do what we have in Lendi. This is really bad. Many business activities take place in Lendi.
Business activities they take place for Lendi.
I was going to the hospital to inject my baby. What will I do now? When I reached here, I saw the condition of the roads and I have to go inject my child. I don't really know what to do. A bike rider who tried using this bridge fell into the river.
On était ici là, on était là-bas devant. Après
since we stay around here, I was going in front when my mom called me that a bike rider has fallen into the river. So I came back. Fortunately, the bike rider didn't fall into the river, so we struggled to remove his bike. Businessmen and women complain that they find it difficult to access the stretch that links to nearby localities. Due to this situation, people are forced to jump past. Women like men are seen trying to make their way through. The population calls on the public authorities to see into their plight. Many say they cannot get to their homes.
L'État aussi à son niveau essaie de faire quelque chose pour la population.
Problems created by natural catastrophes adding to the already existing problems in Cameroon. The solutions lie in the hands of the central government, according to locals who continue to channel their cries to the Yaoundé-led government. And with regards to the increase in rain in the city of Douala and other parts of Cameroon and its devastating consequences on human activities, we talked to a climate change expert. In his analysis of the prevailing situation, Dr. Ikindi Modi put the lion's share of the blame on the irrational and unfriendly activities. Babla Jonathan compiled the following report.
Rain falls throughout the year in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Statistics of weather monitoring institutions show that August is the month with the most rain, with an average rainfall of 12.8 inches, and January the month with the least rain, with an average of 0.8 inches. Compared to previous years, the rainfall curve has taken an upward dimension, not only in Douala, but also in parts of the center, southwest, west regions, and other areas of the country.
You have more rains, but in a shorter time compared to what we had previously. When I was still young, 40 years ago, I'm not saying I'm 40, but when I was still young, we could have rains for 3 months, but now we're having rains 1 month, the next month we don't have rain, then we'll have rain. Like last year, we had rain the whole October. Right? So it means that there is some modification in terms of the climatic condition.
The immediate result of the increasing rainfall is the huge volume of runoff, overwhelming roads and neighborhoods with devastating and far-reaching consequences.
The amount of flood that we are witnessing today, especially in the littoral region, it's a problematic issue. A house is inundated, you will find it difficult to have those materials which people have invested. So it brings people back to square zero. So people have to always strive to rebuild their life. But it is something which you can also involve psychologists, because once you get into the sort of thing where your house is gone, at times there are people who are going mentally deranged because of all those things. So you could have health problems. But the major ones here, which I can just mention, is life loss and properties.
Climate change experts blame to a greater extent irrational human activities that adversely alter climate factors.
Our own action, which is all about looking for land for construction, cutting of trees and all these other things, they contribute in one way or the other for some of these parameters which we are saying. If you go in the wrong point area, you see clearly land reclamation. What do you expect that the water that they have removed there should go? So they have modified the water current.
Dr. Ikindi Mundi is urging public authorities, other climate stakeholders, and the population to take quick action to avoid a looming catastrophe. He recommends the services of experts to ensure that decisions and actions to be undertaken correspond to the problem.
They must also associate those who have done oceanography, so that they can tell them how to cooperate and how to work together, so in as much as to have a clear drainage.
Dr. Ikindi warns that a worse situation will be unavoidable if nothing is done as a matter of urgency.
And the natural catastrophes are not the only problems in Cameroon. Activities came to near standstill in Yaoundé and other major cities in Cameroon, notably Bafoussam in the west region of Cameroon, as a result of a disturbing scarcity in diesel oil, also known as gasoline. Our reporter Mala Glory takes us to how disturbing that situation was witnessed in the nation's political capital city, Yaoundé. He says transporters are complaining it is a difficult moment.
Scarcity of diesel fuel has created tension in the air as transporters from far and near queue up to negotiate for some liters. At the Carrefour Régie filling station, customers' order is limited due to the shortage in supply. I was told I could get diesel fuel here, but now when I got here, you are being served a particular quantity. Yesterday was 15,000, today is 10,000, and this is the only place in town where you can get diesel fuel. We made a stop at 10 other filling stations in different neighborhoods of the town, but they were out of stock.
Bonjour, il y a du gasoil? Pas du tout. Bonjour.
According to the managers of these filling stations, the situation is not strange. We received 5,000 supply of fuel Thursday evening. By Friday, everything was finished. And some traveling agencies, the buses are on standby and passengers are furious. However, strategies have been developed to better manage their present condition. We asked drivers leaving Fuman to buy fuel on their way back to Yaoundé, while others leaving Yaoundé are forced to buy fuel at Bafia. Transporters syndicate are calling on the government authorities to intervene in order to avoid the worst in the future.
Des centaines de véhicules sont garés.
Hundreds of vehicles are parked in different towns in Cameroon. There is a serious problem and the government needs to take it into consideration in order to ameliorate the situation. Meanwhile, the National Petroleum Depot was contacted in order to explain the reason behind the scarcity. Through a phone call, the Director of Communication says the situation is under control, but the cause of the scarcity remains unknown.
And staff of the Evangelical University of Ndungi in the Mongo division of the Littoral region have paid homage to Reverend Dr. Samuel Henge Toya, who passed away last month. The homage was attended by family members and well-wishers of the fallen pastor, one-time president of the Eglise Evangelique du Cameroon, the EEC. Details with Annabella.
Since the demise of the former president of the Église Évangélique du Cameroon, several individuals and groups continue paying homage to the late man of God. The most recent is the academic honors organized by the Faculty of Theology of the Evangelical University of Cameroon in Ndungi. It was attended by several friends, family and well-wishers who say the demise of Pastor Henge Toya is a great loss, especially to the church.
He was the man of veracity. He was a man of truth. He knows how to say the truth in all time, all the moment, and he says it as it is needed in our faculty and in the way.
C'est une grosse perte pour l'Église. Dieu ne ferme jamais une porte sans ouvrir au moins une fenêtre.
It's a great loss for the church. God never closes a door without opening at least a window. He is omniscient, so God knows how to compensate the church with another.
Comment compenser cette perte?
Though the family is in tears and with heavy heart, Danielle Toya, the late pastor's daughter, believes her father is only gone physically.
Nous sommes réconfortés parce que grâce à ces hommages, nous comprenons tout simplement que notre père n'est pas mort.
We are comforted because thanks to these honors, we understand that our father isn't dead. He has been taken up to heaven because we might not see him physically, but thanks to his works and his life as a pastor, he lives on.
Grâce à ses œuvres, grâce à son action, grâce à sa vie dans l'Église, il perdure et il perdurera.
Reverend Dr. Samuel Henge Toya passed on June 15 in the Mongo division after a malaise.
And in sports, a minimum of 2 new Women's World Cup finalists from the African continent will be decided on Wednesday and Thursday as the Women's Africa Cup of Nations enters onto the quarter-final stage in the Northern African country of Morocco. The host Morocco will tackle Greenhorns Botswana, while Senegal will face Zambia in the first quarterfinal games. A preview of the first quarterfinal games with Smanjikan Gabriel. The following report.
All 4 teams to start the knockout games at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations this Wednesday have never qualified for the FIFA Women's World Cup. which implies at the end of Wednesday's matches, we shall have 2 newcomers. Morocco and Botswana have the same objectives as they meet at the quarterfinals of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, which is to get a direct qualification to the FIFA Women's World Cup next year. On paper, Morocco are favourites to qualify for the semi-finals since they have the home support and are an experienced side compared to their opponents. To qualify for the final 8 of the competition, Morocco recorded 100% results at the group phase of the tournament, picking up all 9 points. This is the best performance so far by the Atlas Lionesses in the women's showpiece event. The opponents of the host nations are Botswana. The Mars are the only debutant to have qualified for the knockout stages of the tournament, which is a great achievement for the side from Kosafa region. Ranked 152, many knew they would lose by a considerable amount of goals when they faced defending champions Nigeria. The Mars can still rely on their underdog tag in the match, as the host will be put under pressure by home expectations to stay in the competition to book a place in the FIFA Women's World Cup. To arrive at this stage of the tournament, Botswana suffered 2 defeats and recorded a win to qualify as the best 3rd place finisher in Group C. The other round of 8 match will see Senegal taking on Zambia. Appearing at the tournament for the 2nd time and first time at the knockout phase, the Teranga Lionesses will be hoping to pick up their first qualification to a FIFA Women's World Cup, just like their opponents of the day, Zambia. To qualify for the knockout phase, the Teranga Lionesses of Senegal lost 1 of their group games and won 2, picking up 6 points, while their opponents of the day, Zambia, are still to taste the defeat in the tournament. On paper, Senegal has no authority over a Zambian side, which has experience more than them. The Copper Queens, should be recalled, eliminated Cameroon to qualify for the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. With the expansion of the FIFA Women's World Cup to 32 teams from the initial 24, Africa will also have more representatives. Apart from the 4 direct qualification, Africa might have 2 more teams should they play well in the playoff tournament to be organized in New Zealand in February 2023.
We're not going to have talking points tonight for technical reasons. We believe you will understand and will be with us tomorrow. We sincerely apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying with us on the first part of news. Information continues on your #1 television channel. Up next, we shall be having Equinoxe from Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital city, and the news, a full-fledged news in the French language, will come out up at 8 p.m. still from Yaoundé, Cameroon. I'll be back here tomorrow with the 6 p.m. package, still with Equinoxe.
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image.